We are in a welcome right now. And then in a bit, I will pass it to St. Scholastica to share a admissions presentation. And then you will hear from Pa Chang, who is our College Possible college coach who works with students at St. Scholastica. And then you'll have a quick minute in breakout rooms to talk about the visit so far and brainstorm questions for the student panel. And then we will have an awesome student panel with 5 wonderful students from CSS, including one who is a College Possible student. So everyone on this call will be getting some sort of awesome CSS swag item. So either a sweatshirt, a hammock, or a t-shirt. So stick around to learn what you run and be sure to fill out the feedback survey at the end of the call so we can get your prize mailed to you. So we have a couple minutes while I wait for some people to join. So we're going to do some fun CSS fun facts. So what is the name of the CSS mascot? Is it A, Spike? And students and chaperones, you can participate too. Well, maybe not our CSS students. A, Spike, B, Storm, C, Benedict, or D, Max? Ooh. C, B, let's see. It is B, Storm. All right, one more. True or false? Lake Superior is visible from the CSS campus. I think I might know the answer to this one. Do you? True or false? Oh, true. Yep, it's true. You can see the beautiful Lake Superior from the CSS campus. And now you've heard plenty from me, so I'm going to pass it over to Ollie to tell you a little bit more about this beautiful college.
Oh, you have to unmute.
Greetings, you guys. I'm gonna share my screen. Give me just a moment here. All right. Okay, and I'm gonna go to slideshow. All right, can everybody see the big slide of Tower Hall? Looking good? Great. Well, my name is Ollie Meyer. I'm Associate Director of Admissions here at St. Scholastica. I'm glad you're with us tonight. I'm very happy to be with you. I love doing presentations like this and chatting with people. It's my favorite part of my job is talking with prospective students, their families, their coaches, or whoever's interested in the College of St. Scholastica and making the life-affecting decision of choosing a college. It's supposed to make you a little nervous. I don't want you to be afraid. I want you to be excited for the future. A little bit about who St. Scholastica is. We are a private institution here in Duluth, Minnesota. We were founded in 1912 by the Benedictine sisters. We at colleges, we like to get mentioned in magazines and different things like that. We're very proud of being mentioned as a college of distinction in various organizations and different things like that. But ultimately, in my world, I want to see St. Scholastica be the top choice for and the choice of happiness for students that choose to come here. Because when students choose to come here and they're happy, the sky's the limit. A little bit about the Benedictine sisters who started our college. They're not the stereotypical slap your hand sisters that you may have seen in the movies. They're a very progressive group of women who started this college, who started the largest hospital system in northern Minnesota, who have been very impactful in the world in which we all live in lots of different ways. And I'll share a little bit more about my experience with some of those sisters when I was a student at St. Scholastica a little later. Our students, we have over 3,700 students involved with St. Scholastica, but about 1,500 of those students are students that I believe are like you guys. And what I mean by like you guys is they're students who want to do the college experience on a campus, maybe live on campus, study on campus, participate in sports or organizations or activities on campus. Lots of different things to be active in here and those students are all on the mothership here in Duluth, Minnesota, which our primary mission is the undergrad experience here at St. Scholastica. So about 1,500 of those students. About 84% of those students are from the state of Minnesota. We have students representing over 20 countries, 13% multicultural backgrounds and differentiations in lots of different ways, and bringing lots of different backgrounds and family experiences to our culture here at St. Scholastica and our wonderful community. 30% of our students are first generation students. That's a pretty important characteristic for us at St. Scholastica. We have a lot of students here whose parents or grandparents or brothers or sisters or aunts or uncles maybe didn't go on for higher education after high school. So we have a lot of really wonderful resources for first-time families who are taking their first dive into higher education with you and your future. Our campus was started, like I mentioned, by the Benedictine sisters, and kind of the bricks and mortar, the basis of our college is we educate from a values-based perspective with regards to respect, stewardship, community, hospitality, and love and learning. You will see that permeate your education here at St. Scholastica. You'll discuss those values in your classes, regardless of what degree you pursue. So you're going to get a lot of really great tools academically at St. Scholastica, and you're going to get a lot of really great tools to help you maybe make great decisions in the future about what you're going to do, the impactful work maybe you'll do as you move on from college. Doing wonderful things for the community and world in which we live. And we're grounded in those values here at St. Scholastica, because that's kind of what the sisters started our college on over 110 years ago. You know, I think Duluth is a great town. It's a great town for college. It's a great town for a lot of things. I've lived up here over half of my life now. I'm originally from St. Michael, Albertville, Minnesota. Some of you may know where that is. It's about 3 hours south of Duluth. But Duluth is a great town. There are over 18,000 college students in Duluth between St. Scholastica, the University of Minnesota Duluth, Lake Superior College. So Duluth really likes college students, and college students really like Duluth. There's lots of great opportunities for college students to be active in the community on the vibrant campus like St. Scholastica. There's lots of retail, because we're still a city of 85,000 people here in Duluth. There's lots of entertainment opportunities here in Duluth for you to go to: shows, theater, music, improv nights, poetry readings, lots of different things for students to do. But of course, one of the main reasons I chose St. Scholastica way back in 1982, now I'm telling you how old I am, but way back in 1982, when I chose St. Scholastica, one of the main reasons I chose to go to school here was knowing my dad could come up with a boat in tow and we could be on a lake in an hour. That made school very enjoyable for me. And you guys are going to have your reasons for choosing a school too. And I don't think any reason is out of the question. But if you have any affinity toward being outside, Duluth is an awesome place to be. There's so much to do outside. I was talking to one of your leaders before the program started, and she's going to do a little vacation up here to do some cross-country skiing here in December. That's just one of the many outdoor things students can do here in Duluth. And it's a city, but there's wonderful things to do outside: winter, spring, summer, fall. Our faculty are all your classes are going to be taught by faculty or people with the highest degrees in their field. And they're teachers who want to teach classes and develop relationships with students. We put a lot of resources into that here at St. Scholastica. So you're not going to be taught by upperclassmen or graduate students. You'll always be taught by faculty here at St. Scholastica. Our student teacher ratio is 13:1. Our average class size is about 15 to 20 students. So it's an intimate educational experience here. You're going to have really wonderful opportunities to build relationships with people who want to build relationships with you. And that can be a big game changer when you look to go on beyond college, when you have people that can vouch for who you are as a person and what makes you special because they know you. St. Scholastica is a great place to do that. If I rush through some of these slides, please bear with me. I've got a time limit, and I want to keep you guys on track. We have a wonderful general education program here at St. Scholastica. We are a Catholic college. We love using Latin words to title our things. We have a first-year course that kind of revolves in and around human dignity. It also covers some good general education things in your first-year program, and you're going to have that teacher at least 3 hours a week teaching you in the classroom. So they're going to know you. They're going to advise you during your first year. They're going to be very present in your experience. Our general education program is a cross-cultural knowledge and competence program focuses on ethical reasoning and action, civic knowledge and engagement, as well as the basics of education. And those are things that you can take a cornucopia of different classes to pursue. So it's not just taking a specific class like maybe you have in high school to fulfill something. There's lots of different things you can choose from to take to fulfill graduation and educational requirements at St. Scholastica. Simply stated, there's something for everybody. We have over 40 different academic majors and minors at St. Scholastica. We have the second largest nursing program in the state of Minnesota. We have music and fine arts programs, lots of different science programs. We have a fully accredited social work program. But over half the students that we work with, even if they're not saying they're undecided, are undecided. And again, we have some really good resources for you to work with to help you figure out where your passion and learning is. So when you come to college, don't feel like you have to decide what you're going to do with the rest of your life quite yet. We have some great things to help you figure those things out as time progresses. We also have a nice stable of graduate programs here at St. Scholastica. We have a wide variety of health science graduate programs. Along with our large undergraduate nursing program, we have the second largest nursing program in the state of Minnesota. We have wonderful teacher education programs here at St. Scholastica, where students get out into the classroom to do student teaching type experiences starting their first year at the college. We have a fully accredited social work program at the undergrad and graduate level. We have a health informatics program. Some people will call us the Harvard of medical records. We were kind of the college that started that field in hospitals. Medical record administration is a really unique major in that it is the person in the hospital system that keeps track of, manages, computerizes all the medical records that doctors look at and healthcare practitioners look at when they're meeting with you during your appointments. So they have a good knowledge of your background before you even set foot in their office. It's a big deal in clinician places. We're the first college in the state of Minnesota to guarantee you could graduate in 4 years. We're very good at it. I'm not ashamed to say that. We're going to make sure you get the classes you need when you need them and make progress towards your degree. We're not going to tell you you can't get classes and you have to come back for another year of school. Now, I won't always guarantee those classes are going to be at the exact time of day you want them, you guys, but I'm going to make sure you get the classes you need when you need them. And again, it's because of that strong advising program we have here at St. Scholastica. We don't just throw you to the wolves to make those decisions. Now, I don't want you to think it's a hand-holding either. It's not a hand-holding or somebody knocking on your door curfewing you. It's a presence, and it's a strong advisement program that allows you to have good resources and good guidance in making your decision. We have about a 99% placement rate in the field of choice or graduate school. Again, that has a lot to do with our academic abilities and what we do here, but it also, again, has to do with those relationships you build here. So when your time comes to graduate, you'll have people that can say that they know you, that they can vouch for your character and your work ethic or what makes you unique and special, while at the same time, you're going to have a good education. And honestly, when you go to look for that first job or try to get into graduate school, having people that know you and that can vouch for you is a big difference maker when you look to go on to those other things. Lots of student services here at St. Scholastica for students who, if you hit a bump in the road or you just need some guidance. Tutoring, TRIO programs. We have a very extensive health service program here on campus that's available to students and very accessible. Counseling services for personal counseling, academic counseling, career counseling. Office of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion is very active on campus and very present as well. We have a very strong honors program here at St. Scholastica that students can qualify for and participate in for even more interactive learning experiences. Not that all the classes aren't interactive at a school like St. Scholastica, but the honors program takes that to a whole nother level. So lots of wonderful resources that allow you to be able to go and reach out and access resources that can help you be successful in college. Vibrant campus life. We have a 56-night program. Every night of every weekend during the school year, there's an activity going on that students can participate in. Some of those have been salsa dance lessons. Some of those have been chili feeds. Lots of different things on those 56 nights of the weekends of the school year that students can have to do. It's pretty hard to be bored up here, you guys. Intramural and club sports. I played intramurals till I was 50 years old. So everyone competes for the coveted intramural championship t-shirt. We have some different festivities that go on throughout the year. Homecoming, Winterfest. Mayfest. These are special weeks during the school year where we take our student activities up another notch and do different things. We have a Harry Potter week at St. Scholastica. A lot of folks your age think that building that is behind my head in my picture looks like Hogwarts, kind of does. But they do a lot of things during Harry Potter week. They have one of those hats where students can pick what school they're a member of. They have a Quidditch tournament, so there's students running around with brooms between their legs. Lots of different things going on. It's pretty hard to be bored. We have a community day each semester where students participate. They cancel classes where students can go out and do service on the campus or in the community. Clubs and organizations revolve around academic, career, campus life, social justice, lots of different things. I'm going to keep going because I don't want to run out of time. I hope wherever you guys go to college, you decide to live on campus. Scholastica, we have a 2-year residency requirement. So we do want you to live on campus your first 2 years. Our dorms are all newly renovated within the last 3 years. Our apartments, some of them have 2 bedrooms and 4 bedrooms, and that's where you live your sophomore year. I will say to you that we've never turned away a student who wants to live on campus at St. Scholastica. You're just not required to during your junior and senior year. We're a member of the MIAC. We're Division III in athletics. We have 22 intercollegiate athletic programs for men and women. We do not offer athletic scholarships at St. Scholastica. We have very competitive and challenging athletic teams, and it's definitely a step up from high school level sports. Also, lots of fine arts activities for students who are in fine arts majors, but many of the students who participate in these activities are students who are not in the fine arts majors. So it's very welcoming for students in choir and band and ensembles and different things. We have at least 3 major theatrical productions a year on campus. I'm really looking forward to Little Shop of Horrors. I like musicals a lot, and I'm very excited for that one this year. The biggest mistake I made in 4 years of college is I did not study away. College is a great time for you to study away. I don't advise you to pick a college based on a study abroad program, but there's lots of opportunities to study abroad at St. Scholastica. It's delivered in lots of different ways, whether it's full semester programs, whether it's summer programs, whether it's a shorter program during the semester break. Some of them are based on foreign language. Some of them are based on academic program. Some of them based on cultural immersion. Lots of different options for study abroad. Don't eliminate any colleges because you can't find a specific program. You can pretty much go anywhere from any place. Most importantly, I know some of your seniors, if you haven't started applying to colleges yet, make it a priority to apply to colleges now before the holidays. Applying doesn't commit you to go to a college. It gives you the opportunity to get accepted at colleges and get additional information to help you make a good decision about the college you want to choose. We look at your academic performance, your curriculum. We are a test optional college, so we don't require an ACT or an SAT test. That's not me telling you not to take one. That's me telling you not to beat yourself up over an ACT or an SAT test score. Most importantly, we have rolling admission at St. Scholastica, so we accept applications to our college almost right up to the beginning of the school year each fall. Lots of merit-based and other scholarships. You guys going through your program would qualify on top of your merit-based scholarship, which would range from $21,000 to $28,000. You would qualify for your college readiness scholarship on top of that. So you could receive as much as $34,000 upon admission to the college from St. Scholastica if you qualify for those levels. Financial aid, simply stated, please apply for financial aid. It's very important. The FAFSA is very important. Sit down with your parents, do the FAFSA as soon as possible. On the lower part of this slide is our sticker price that nobody pays, but financial aid will come into play. If you really want to be at a college someday and you're having concerns about what you're seeing on a financial aid package that you get from a college versus those colleges' total costs, don't rule out that college until you have a conversation with somebody like me. I want to help students to be at St. Scholastica who want to be at St. Scholastica, because the students who want to be at St. Scholastica are the students that are going to be successful here. So don't ever be afraid to reach out and have a conversation about that if you're having concerns about that. We are happy to talk about that. I know you're going to possibly have questions when it comes to making your college decision about costs, and I'm here to help with that. This is a number of my staff members that work with different territories in the state of Minnesota and the United States. We're all accessible by phone at this main phone number. We're happy to help. Like I said, my favorite part of my job is working with prospective students and their families. I pride myself on sleeping well at night and telling the truth. I want to help you make a good college decision. Of course, I'm biased and I want you to come here, but I'm not going to talk you into it. I want it to be your decision, and I want to help students who want to be here. Lastly, most importantly, if you haven't applied to colleges yet, seniors, make it a priority in the next week or two. We'd welcome your application to the College of St. Scholastica. Thanks for helping me. I think I almost hit the timeline right on the nose. If you have questions, don't hesitate to ask and reach out. Thank you.
Thank you, Ollie, for sharing so much great information about St. Scholastica. Just like Ollie was saying, they can help you apply to college and help you with some of that financial aid stuff, and so can your high school coach right now. You can talk to them to walk you through the FAFSA, that sort of thing. So they're there too. You'll also have a chance to ask more questions about CSS to Ollie and the student panelists later. But now we will hear from Pa Chang, who is a College Possible college coach who works with students at CSS, and she went to CSS as well. So Pa Chang is going to share a little bit about the support she provides to students during their time at CSS or whatever college you choose, and what you can expect in terms of College Possible support throughout college. Take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pachang Vang. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I'm excited to be here today to share about what college coaching looks like at the College of St. Scholastica. So I'm a technical college coach at College Possible, and what that means is that I work with students from different colleges and like from different years in school. So for example, I have students who are like first years and students that are doing more than 4 years in school. And some examples of schools that I have students at is first the College of St. Scholastica. I had some students at Concordia College, North Hennepin Community, and even students at the University of Wisconsin in Madison. So they're just all over the place. I actually attended the College of St. Scholastica, and I graduated last December with my BA in psychology and biology. As a technical college through virtual coaching, so totally online, usually in the form of phone calls, video chat calls, texting, emails, or like other social media platforms. And often I will use the preferred communication method that my students will like to be reached out. In terms of communication expectations, all students who are in College Possible are expected to have at least 2 coaching conversations with their coach for each semester. These are similar to the one-on-one coaching calls that you're having with your high school coach right now. And outside of these 2 expected sessions, college coaches and students will have ongoing communication and support as needed throughout the year. It's really important for you to check your emails and respond to your college coach when they do reach out, so that you can get all the necessary important information and things like scholarship resources, financial resources, or internships. Also, it's extra important to know that you can always reach out to your coach whenever you do need help. Some of the topics that I typically connect with my first years include like transitioning from high school to college, adjusting to campus and classes, how to form a community and a sense of belonging in college by like exploring clubs and other extracurricular activities on campus, and some really like tangible tasks such as helping them register for classes and renewing financial aid. Lastly, a really great resource that I used when I was a student at St. Scholastica, and my students also used on campus, is the Center for Justice Living and Intercultural Center, or in short, like the CJL and IC. And this is a place where many of my students find belonging, and they use this space to connect with other students on campus, hang out and do homework. It's also a space where many social justice clubs on campus take place, such as like the Black Student Union, the Latinx Club, and the Asian Student Union. So overall, it's a really great common space to get access to clubs on campus. Yeah, thank you.
Right, so as high school students, as you transition into college, you'll have a College Possible coach until you graduate, no matter how long that takes. So thank you, Pachang, for sharing about the work that you do with students at CSS. So right now we're going to go into short breakout rooms for a little bit, students, as a chance to meet some peers and a couple of College Possible coaches, and most importantly, to come up with questions for our student panelists. So when we come back, we are going to have a wonderful student panel, so you'll get the chance to ask all of your questions that you might have about St. Scholastica. All right, so you're gonna go into breakout room right now. Take this time to brainstorm. To think of some questions you want to ask our student panelists. We have 5 student panelists here who will introduce themselves and you'll get to hear from. So I'm going to pass it over to I think Becca now, who is going to lead the panel and kind of moderate. Students, you can start putting questions in the chat and Becca or Mary can read them from there. You can also unmute yourself and ask questions too. If you want to ask questions out loud, we're a small enough group that you can probably just unmute, but if you feel more comfortable being called on, you can put an X in the chat and we'll make sure to call on you for your questions. So take it away, Becca.
Hi, everybody. My name is Becca. I'm a senior at the College of St. Scholastica. And like Pa-Chang, I am graduating with a double major in biology and psychology. I also have a chemistry minor and I'm in the honors program. I'm also involved in quite a few different clubs around campus, including a campus ministry club called Loaves and Fishes, which is volunteering, as well as knit and crochet. And we have 2 meetings a week. We provide snacks. It's pretty fun. And we just kind of craft as we watch a movie or hang out together. Anna, would you like to go next?
Hi guys, my name's Anna. I am a sophomore here at St. Scholastica. I am from St. Michael, Minnesota. I am currently studying mathematics and secondary education and minoring in special education. Some things I'm involved in. I play on the women's golf team here. I also am a member of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. I am also part of campus ministry. I attend praise and worship. I'm in the Education Association Club. I co-lead our mental health awareness group here on campus called Active Minds. And I'm also in the mathematics department.
Pa-Chang, would you like to go next?
Okay, yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Pa-Chang. I am a college co-chair at College Possible. Yeah.
Pa-Chang, you don't have to, you're not part of our panel, so.
My apologies, sorry.
No.
Nicole, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Nicole. I'm a junior here at St. Scholastica. I am a psychology major and double minor in Spanish and global culture and language studies. I'm also part of business club. I am a TA for Dignitas. Ollie talked about that a little bit as part of our general education curriculum. And a fun fact is that I'm studying abroad in Ecuador in January through a program here at St. Scholastica. Yasmin, do you want to go?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Yasmin. I'm a freshman and I'm majoring in nursing. I'm from Lakeville, Minnesota. Clubs I'm involved in is LSU, Latinx Student Union, ASU, Asian Student Union, and then Nursing Association Club. And then a fun fact about me is that I love to travel.
Melissa, go ahead.
My name is Melissa and I'm a senior majoring in business management. The clubs I'm part of is LSU.
Perfect. Does anybody have any questions to start us out with? Ooh, fun. All right, what is your favorite place on campus? Anyone ready to jump in with this one first?
I'll start. My favorite spot on campus is definitely the library on 3rd floor. It is absolutely like really beautiful, has like stained glass, and it's just like a really nice place to study. It's really quiet and I feel really productive in that space. So yeah.
That is also one of my favorite study spots on campus. Yasmin took mine, the 3rd floor of tower with all the beautiful stained glass and the wooden beams up there. Another good spot on campus, I like Benedictine Commons. It's a study area in our science building, and the space was actually donated by the sisters, which is really awesome. And there's a lot of natural lighting in there, which is needed because sometimes we see too much of those fluorescent lights throughout the day. So the natural lighting is a good change of pace, and it's really quiet, but also you'll pass you'll see a lot of people walking through and get to stop and chat with people too.
How is the social environment here on campus? Anyone like to speak to that? Alrighty, well, I can. I really enjoy the social environment. I'm someone who doesn't really get out of my shell very often in my like personal life. So I was a little nervous about that coming onto campus at first. But I lived on campus, I lived in the dorms, and it was super easy to make friends. There's always people in the dorms. There's always people sitting in the lounge just hanging out. And even as an upperclassman, there's always things happening on campus. So there's always an opportunity to meet more people. Anyone else like to speak to this topic before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, I think something that's really good to mention about St. Scholastica is how we have the port, which is just an area that most of the time they're giving away free stuff or candy, or they have activities in the evening. I know this week they had a mug decorating, and yeah, they just provide a lot of snacks a lot. So it's just a place where you can go and hang out with other students and get free stuff, which is super fun.
Alrighty, next question. How much free time do each of us have? I believe depends on majors a little bit. So this semester with my chemistry minor, I'm pretty busy. But in the past, I've been a little less busy, and I think that really depends on each semester. Does anyone else have anything to add for the free time?
Yeah, I think being a student athlete is also a little bit, I wouldn't say challenging, but it's definitely an additional thing that you have going on. It's a little bit more of a time, not requirement, but more of a time commitment than in high school. But being that you're not in school for 8 hours a day, that you're in class for, 2 to 3 hours a day, it's a lot easier to manage, and you do have enough free time where you can get your homework done during the day and still make it to practice and come back and get a good night's rest.
I would say one of my favorite things is freshman year, right around the beginning of the year, people are like, I have so much extra time. Like, what should I be doing? And then all of a sudden their midterms come along, or the first papers, or the first big test. And like, oh yeah, I should have been reading all of that or doing that. And so sometimes it's just really working on your time management, because it is very different from high school, and kind of figure out when you need to study and what's due. And there's still time for fun. You just have to kind of organize it a little bit more. Do you each want to talk about a little bit about why you chose Scholastica? Melissa, do you want to start with that one?
Yeah, so I chose St. Scholastica because of the campus size. I went to a small high school, and for me, it was very important feeling like I wasn't just a number and felt like I was part of a community. And definitely in St. Scholastica, I feel like I am not a number. I really have like good connections with my professors. They know me, and I feel like that was one of the major reasons why I picked St. Scholastica. I think also like the location, I think Duluth is very beautiful. So that's another reason. And yeah, I think those are the two main reasons why Scholastica was like a perfect fit for me.
Anyone else want to add into that one about why you chose Scholastica?
Yes. I really loved how small the school was. I think having a one-on-one with your professor and having that relationship is really good and really helps personally for me academically, as well as the nursing program here is pretty good. And I'm majoring in nursing, so that really caught my attention with this school.
For me, it was the personal connection. I came on campus once and I really got to know some people, and that was really fun. And then I came for a surprise visit with my mom a little bit later, and I had a couple people say, "Oh, hey, Becca, aren't you from Appleton, forever away?" And so for me, that was super cool and really cemented that choice. Anna or Nicole, do either of you want to comment on this one?
Yeah, I can. I originally chose St. Scholastica because I wanted to be at pre-PT, but right before my freshman year, I decided just that wasn't the path I wanted to take anymore. And Scholastica was really helpful in helping me pick another major and just kind of walk me through that. So I decided to still come here because they were really helpful.
Yeah, I chose St. Scholastica also because of the location. I came up here in the summer and toured, and I fell in love with Lake Superior, like many other people do. And so it really drew me in. And as you heard from Ollie's presentation, you can see Lake Superior from CSS. So that's always a highlight of my day.
You guys, if you want to talk about how easy it is to get around campus, now it could depend on the weather, let's be honest, but we're a pretty contained campus. So if someone wants to just talk about some of the tunnels and things like that.
Yes, as a freshman, it is very, very easy to get around. Our dorm rooms are very close to Tower Hall, which is where some of my classes are, as well as it's connected to all of the undergrounds, which is really nice. So yeah.
It's also pretty easy as an upperclassman living on and off campus, which I've done both. There are parking lots all around if you're commuting. And as an on-campus, all the buildings that have classes in them are right together. So there's not too much trekking around you have to do even when it is pretty snowy outside, which is really nice.
Anna, do you want to say, when you started college, what was the most surprising thing when you started college? Was there something that kind of surprised you a little bit that you weren't expecting? In a good way or a not good way, I guess?
I would say just the amount of people who care for you. You know, I started working in admissions and giving tours, and I really got to know Mary very well. And so Mary's like my second mother here on campus. My Dignitas professor for my freshman year, she is also someone I've grown very close mentally. If I'm, not in a great headspace, she's someone who will listen to me, and she has her diffuser on and her essential oils in her office, and it's just really calming. And so, yeah, I have a lot of people here who really care about me, who treat me like an adult, and also want to be friends with me. And there's a lot of good relationship building here at St. Scholastica.
Anyone else want to add anything about surprising? It's okay if you're good. Becca, do you maybe want to talk a little bit about the roommate assignments and how that works? And maybe there's always a lot of good information about roommates, but your situation was a good one, Becca.
Yes, so there are a couple different ways that you can choose roommates. So for example, my freshman year, I went on the Facebook page after I was accepted and had decided on CSS. And on the Facebook page, you kind of post some pictures about yourself and a little get to know you sort of thing with an intro. And that's what a lot of your classmates are doing as well. And so you can kind of go through and be like, ooh, let's, Snapchat and talk about this and kind of figure out what's going on. So I did pick a roommate. We got along for a little while and then realized we maybe weren't the best roommates. Just because of some situations with, different sleeping patterns. And I'm a hot body, so I like my room to be cold. She liked her room to be warm, so like things like that. So we talked with the RAs and we ended up flipping out. But we're still great friends to this day, which is a little nerve-wracking, picking that first friend, but it was super fun. And then I ended up staying with my own room for a little while. And then I got a second roommate, and that one was random, and we worked out pretty well as well. So there are a couple different ways you can get them. And right in the beginning, you can get them through that Facebook page, kind of picking out your own roommate, or you can fill out a survey through the housing contracts. And the housing contracts will then pair you up with someone who, matches your style a little bit there. Otherwise, that's the two ways that I know the best.
Would you guys want to say how you'd rate our dorms? Just any information on what you think about the dorms? I mean, it's dorms in a sense. It's not quite your own room, but just some general thoughts. Nicole, maybe something on the dorm.
Yeah, our dorms are actually super nice. Like Ollie mentioned, they were brand new just 3 years ago. They all have sinks in them, which is super convenient. So And in each wing, you have 2 bathrooms, and then in the middle, there's a one gender neutral bathroom. So there are plenty of bathrooms. So you don't really have to worry about that, or like not having a place to shower when you want to. I never came across that as a problem. And yeah, just inside the dorms, they're really nice. You can tell they're new. And having the sinks is so handy because you can just brush your teeth inside your room.
That's awesome. We were all women's college up until the late 1960s. So when the dorm building was originally built, they had sinks in the room. And when we went to talk about starting renovations, the sinks were the #1 thing that the students wanted kept in the rooms. They're like, don't take our sinks. And whatever else you do is great, but don't take the sinks. So I think that's a really nice thing. And especially as we've all been going through COVID, being able to brush your teeth, fill water bottles, do all that stuff in your own room, your own sink that you can clean and not have to do it in a community area. I think it's helped us a lot with mitigation methods. So I think that's been a good thing.
I can honestly say the worst characteristic of my freshman year roommate is he was a Green Bay Packer fan. You know, I was a resident advisor on campus for 2 years of my college here, and I built a lot of great relationships with the fellas on my wing. I cared about them. They cared about me. I've been in a lot of weddings because I was a resident advisor. I think living on campus is a wonderful relationship building, world growing experience. And I can understand if you're nervous about it, but don't be afraid. Be open to building relationships, and residential life is a great place to do that, you guys. I can't encourage you enough to keep that high on your priority list when you're going to college.
I'll speak to just some of the general campus safety, and then students, you can add in anything that I think I missed. We do have campus security here, obviously every day, 24/7, 365 days a week. Mark was just going down the hallway and he opened my door. What are you doing here? They're always going by, checking, offices, checking who is really gets to build good relationships with our students. They know who our students are. A lot of them know our students by name. And so I think that is really a nice benefit. And so they are there. And like I tell these students, just like they're my kids, I'm like, when it's dark outside or going to whatever, please just walk with a friend, don't walk by yourself in the dark, just being kind of aware of your surroundings. But I feel overall that we have a pretty safe campus and have things in place to maintain it to be a pretty safe campus. But you guys can add in anything that you think on those lines as well.
I think security does a pretty good job. They're always willing to pick you up and bring you from one place on campus to the next if you are feeling unsafe or it's really just dark or things like that. And as we do live in the north, there are occasionally bears on campus, and I think that they are great at letting us know about that. I haven't spotted one yet, but I do always appreciate getting that little notice. Hey, FYI, there's some bears wandering around, so just be aware. So I think they do a pretty great job.
Yeah, I have to say that I've always felt really safe on this campus.
Melissa and Becca, you guys are both seniors, so you're kind of starting things out. And maybe you can just speak to if you've used the career services a little bit. Career services can help a lot when you're looking at majors or doing some career inventories, but a lot of things along the way.
Yeah, so for career services, I think for me it has been very helpful. As a freshman, I came in with a different major. So being able to change majors halfway through my college career and having that support from career services was very helpful for me. So for career services, it's great for internships also. So they are very helpful with that. And during COVID, I was still able to meet with career services. So yeah, you can overall I would say I think it's very helpful, and they're here just to help you pick majors or future careers. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They've been super helpful my whole time here. I haven't had the need to use them very often, but it's always pretty fun to just stop in and say hi. But I have used them recently. I'm starting to get my resume ready, my cover letters ready. You know, what does that look like as I move forwards? It's always kind of a scary topic. So I've met with career services a couple times to sort of get those things under my belt before I head off into the world. And they've been super helpful. They have templates made up, and they were willing to go through my resume with me individually. And so we met over Zoom. And she was like, well, this part might need a little editing, but this part looks great. And so things like that. And so far I found them super helpful.
Thank you. One thing too is I see a question on when do you have to declare your major, and for most programs that is during the spring semester of your sophomore year. So you've got a little time to decide, and like a lot of students were saying, there's always still time to make that decision. It's, you have to find what we all have some path we're meant to be on. Sometimes you just don't find it on the first try, and that's okay, because we're always evolving, and what we like to do changes, and who we are as people, we grow, and so that changes over time. So lots of times you just have to be open to maybe where your path is leading, because sometimes you're like, I don't know if that's my path, but sometimes just believing in it and going for it works. Yasmin, I don't want to put you on the spot, but you are a first-year student, and there's a question here that says, what is it like as a first-year student? Do you want to just explain a little from your experience?
Yeah, being a first-year student is really nice, just because we're required to live on the dorms, which at first I was a little bit hesitant about, but it's actually really nice because you build new relationships and like friendships, as well as we have a lot of support. For an example, we have this thing called Dignitas. What it is a class that freshmen have to take, and we pick a class that we really like. For example, I picked a like fashion class. It's super fun. And I also really like my professor, but she is also an academic advisement. So she helps me with like picking the classes I want for next semester or things like that. So it's a smooth transition from high school to college. They make it really smooth. So it's really nice.
Thank you.
Jasmine, I was going to ask you a question just to enhance on that a little bit. How's the time management thing going for you? I know that's oftentimes where that question,
Yeah.
how was first year? And you're halfway in your first semester. How's that been for you?
Yeah, at first it was a little bit difficult just because I wasn't like used to the rigorous classes, but now I'm adjusting to it pretty well. It's hard at first, but then you just really you find yourself and you really adjust to it, and you ask for help like from like your Dignitas teacher. Sorry, my dorm light comes off. Wait, because it doesn't know that I'm here, so I have to stand up. There we go. Okay. Yeah.
Perhaps you could all answer the next question a little bit about, if you could change one thing about the school, what would you change? Maybe you could each say one thing on that one.
I can go first, guys. I would build us another tunnel, and it would go out to the apartments. That's one thing I really missed as someone living in the back apartments during campus. Is I lived in one of the second to the furthest back. Which that said, it was a 7-minute walk when I was feeling slow. And one time we did it to that, the I would walk 500 miles. We did it to like that song. Took me less than 2 minutes to get to campus. So it's not like it's a long walk. But if I were to change one thing, it would be building a tunnel over there.
Anna?
I completely agree with that. As someone who lives in the furthest apartment, which isn't even that far, like Becca said, it's like 7 minutes. It was sleeting here today, and that was a rough walk on the way home.
Yeah, that is a unique one. I've never heard about building a tunnel to the apartments, but I'm also not against it. I love it. Something I guess I would change. It's not something we could structurally change really, but all of the classrooms in Tower Hall are up on the 3rd and 4th floor. So you walk a lot of stairs to get up to go talk to your professors, and I like just popping in and saying hello for 5 or 10 minutes. So I have to make my trip worthwhile if I'm going to go up 3 or 4 flights of stairs. So I just wish I could see my professors a little bit more in the hallways, but that I would if I was up on the 3rd and 4th floor a little bit more.
For me, I would say adding more washers and dryers in the dorm living area, just because it gets packed pretty quickly. I figured that I'd get it done when I do it during like weird hours. But yeah, I'd just say that.
Melissa, would you like to add something there?
Yeah. I think for me, would be the food. I'm more of a picky person, like food wise, and like compared to other colleges, I would say we don't really have that many like variety of food options, which is fine. But if we could change something, I think that's something that would be nice.
I think that's good. And I think now that we're kind of all back and coming out of COVID, hopefully they'll be looking for some fun things to add in there now that we're kind of all back in person. And
I love those answers too. They're very honest.
Yeah.
You know, and these are all really happy students at the college, but it's good to hear what they have to say about imperfections. You know, I think, you know, you want your place to be a place where you're happy. Will it always be perfect? Probably not, but that's okay too. As long as you're happy, you'll deal with the challenges of the 7-minute walk, or you know, the lack of favorite foods, or having to go up some stairs. You know, for me, you guys, picking a place that you're happy about being at is what's most important, because then it'll help you deal with some of the things that maybe aren't quite utopic when you're in college. These guys answered that question very honestly, and I'm proud of you guys for saying those things in front of Mary and I, who think this place is perfect. So that's really cool.
Sounds all the day, right?
Yeah.
The question on the surrounding community, I think, and you guys can add a lot in here, Duluth does offer a lot of things for students and a lot of options. And the campus is located up on kind of the hill in Duluth. And so we're in the Kenwood neighborhood. So it's very much a neighborhood area. There's apartments and houses kind of close by. University of Minnesota Duluth is walkable. It's a couple blocks away. There's a little shopping center and Walgreens not far away, but yet there's like kind of 2 roads that come into our campus, and that's it. So we're not a thoroughfare where people are buzzing past our campus or going into our campus unless you're coming onto campus for some reason. So there's lots of, I think it's a nice neighborhood area that it feels comfortable because there's a little bit of everything. If anyone want to add anything there on you feel like community? Pretty good. Okay, good.
Well,
and then
actually, it's kind of fun because sometimes if you're outside, you can hear the boats from down at Canal Park, like the big cargo ships. You hear them blow their horns, and that's always so fun.
It never gets old watching boats come in. I've lived in Duluth all my life, and I'm still will be driving home and I'm like, oh, there's a boat coming in. Like, we could get down there and like see it come around. And then you're like, really? Do I need to see another boat come in? But sometimes you just want to. And then there was a question about that average level of student debt, and I don't know the exact level.
Mary, I can take that one.
Okay, I know we do a really good job of offering a lot of financial literacy programs for our students and things like that to try and keep those down as much as possible. So go.
Yeah, we have, I would say our average indebtedness for students is between $15,000 and $25,000 over the course of 4 years. Now, remember, that's an average. Some students will have more, some students will have less. I will say that our average discount rate at St. Scholastica is over 50% off of our total costs that I had on my slide before. We do discount tuition a lot here. We work with students on financial literacy a lot here. We advise them on good student loans to take and what is a good opportunity to take on debt, what is a less desirable opportunity. So we do, and I think you'll find this with all private colleges, we do a lot of work to help students minimize debt. One of those things is guaranteeing you're graduating in 4 years. We do a lot of things like that. I'm not going to say you're going to come through college debt free. I like to sleep well at night telling the truth, but I think the college does a lot of really good things to help students mitigate that and manage that as part of their experience. So again, when you're choosing colleges and you get financial aid packages, reach out if you're having concerns about that and have discussions. I'm not here to talk you guys into making a bad decision in your life. I want to help you make a good decision. And I'd be crazy not to think costs aren't going to be part of that. So don't ever hesitate to reach out to anyone like that.
There's a fun last question for you guys. Maybe you could all just maybe describe your peers in like a word or two, like what you would say about your peers. Anna, do you want to start on that one?
Sure. This is a very interesting one, and choosing adjectives. My peers are outgoing, sensitive, and charismatic. That's what I'll say.
I can go next. I think charismatic was a really good one, but don't want to double up. So I would say bubbly. You know, the people around me are full of their little bubbles of happiness. And sometimes they're different, you know, like every person has their different little bubble of happiness, but I would definitely say that they're bubbly, that they're bursting. And then I would say fun. Like, you know, that's kind of a boring adjective, but I would say fun. There's always something fun happening, and you can almost always get an invite, which is really nice.
I'll go next. I say very kind. Something that I noticed here that we do is that we like to hold the door for other people. And I know when I go to like other places, I'm not used to that. So everyone's really kind and very polite, as well as very down to earth and willing to do anything, or very open-minded, which is really nice.
I would say ambitious would be a good word to describe a lot of my peers.
I would describe my peers as friendly. I feel like everyone here is super friendly, was like smiling or just saying hi. And another one, I would say adventurous. I think people here are always down to do anything, and I think that's great.
I would say on our end, I would say our students, just speaking from like the staff area, our students are amazing. They have been extremely resilient through the COVID and everything. They are positive, and they have been doing whatever has been asked of them to make us all be able to be together and enjoy time back together. They have all been willing to do, and that has just been really respectful of the community and of each other. And I think that's just who they are. And that's just a really important piece of the Scholastica story. So that's what I would say.
I've always appreciated how cooperative our students are. And I'm not meaning they're cooperative with me, but they're cooperative with each other. I think the students that choose our college are students that want to work together. They work hard, they play hard, they want to see each other be successful. They're not stepping on each other to be more successful than the next person. They want to help and build those relationships, like so many of you mentioned, to help each other be successful and achieve their goals in life. And I think that is really reflective to our college values and the students that choose our St. Scholastica. They're choosing it for that reason, and they become a part of that. And I hope, you know, you guys who are upperclassmen have felt that in your 4 years here. Yasmin, I hope you're feeling it in your first 2.5 months here, because that's the goal. And that's what the sisters had in mind when they started this place 110 years ago.
All right. Thank you all. Thank you, Becca and Nicole and Anna and Yasmin and Melissa and Ollie and Mary. That was an amazing student panel. You all had such thorough and informative answers, and students, you had nonstop good questions, so thank you as well. It was just great to hear from students at CSS about your college experience and to hear what our CP students are interested in. So I am excited to announce that all the students on this call will be receiving both a sweatshirt and a hammock from CSS. So if we're going to, I think Nick will drop a feedback survey in the chat right now. If you could fill that out really quick, it'll only take about 3 minutes to give us your feedback about the visit. And that's also how we will get your sizes and get those prizes mailed out to you. It's additionally how we check attendance for this visit and how we let CSS know that you were here, that you might be interested in more information. And it's kind of a positive check in your application, just that you attended this visit, that you were interested. So please take a minute to fill it out, but I'm going to wrap it up here. So thank you to everyone for attending this visit. We learned so much about the College of St. Scholastica, and I had a fabulous time, thanks to all of you. If CSS has anything to add, feel free. I'll stick around for a minute too, if there are any questions, but we hope to see you on another CP event this fall. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'd welcome your visit to campus. If you can ever come up and come spend a little time with us and take a tour and chat a little more, we'd sure welcome you to come up for a visit. Let us know. You can sign up for visits via our website.
Thank you. Thanks for everything, Grace, and all the College Possible folks. And Pa, it's really nice to see you. So take care.